Hey, y'all. If you don't already know me, I'm a YouTuber and a CEO and a dev and a bunch of other things. So I'm doing a lot at any given time. I used to believe that if an idea was good enough, it would stay in your head and you would get that thing done eventually. But at this point in my life, I have too many ideas and I so quickly lose track of them if I'm not careful to write them down when I have them. Notion quickly became my go to tool for writing those ideas down. And as I've scaled up my team and my content output on my YouTube channels, Notion's become an essential tool for our process around YouTube. I honestly cannot imagine how I would do the YouTube grind without Notion at the core of it. And I wanted to share a bit today about what I've been using Notion for my content. So let's take a look. This chart might look a little strange. If you're a developer, you might have seen something like this before called a kanban board, but I'm using it a bit differently here. If we go to the raw data view, you can see just this huge pile of different videos that I plan to record, have recorded, or are just in concept form. But the board is where I spend most of my time. The role of this document is to be a place where I can dump video ideas, organize them based on when and how I plan to record them and where they've ended up, and then synchronize with my team, my manager, and my editors to make sure content gets produced in time. Generally, if I have an idea for a video and I like it enough to want to save it, I'll quickly hop in here, write it down as a concept. Once I have enough of an idea for how to do this video, usually I have like a thumbnail and title in mind, I have an opening kind of planned, and I'm ready to go. I'll drag and drop it to either to stream, which means the video I want to record on stream, or to record, which means the video I want to record off stream. And from there, things are a little more planned and chaotic. So once I've streamed or recorded a video, I'll hop in here, I'll change the recording time and the release time, which I can actually do for this video. Hop in here, change the VOD recording date to today, so I know when it was recorded, and I change this to recorded, which means I now have this flagged in our document that the video exists. When my stream is done, what I'm going to do is export all of the assets tagged and split up based on which rant I did for each video title, all in Google Drive, so that my team can drag and drop the exact files they need for the edits that they're working on and not have to download this whole 4 to 5 hour long video. So my editors know based on this date that they can hop into Google Drive, go to that day for recordings, and have the clips that they need. Also, people are pointing out I should plug Marker Thing. Actually made a tool for us Twitch streamers who do videos to make it easier to keep track of what you're working on. So if I hop in here, marker.ping.gg is a quick open source tool that we built to make this type of stuff easier. We can look at one of my last streams, and here are all of the markers that I made throughout the stream. I can export those as a CSV, use that with a tool called Lossless Cut, and it will auto chop the video into each chunk for each of these topics, which is just so much easier to work with. So yeah, this workflow has made our lives significantly easier. Once the video is recorded and we've set a release date for it, I'll usually assign it to an editor, one of the people on the team that helps edit or manage the content. And if it's on a channel that isn't the main channel, I'll quickly mark that here. I also have additional labels for things like important or this still needs a thumbnail so I can keep track of where the things are there. And I can throw a release date on here quick. Let's just say the 24th. So if this video came out on June 24th, I'm doing a good job staying on top of things. But like, this is chaotic. How do I keep track of all these dates? This is where the custom views come really handy in Notion. If I hop in here, you can see my video release schedule as a properly scheduled thing. And we can also see that how I use Notion is on the same day as another rants video. Very good to know. I should probably bump this to another time. Let's see if we can get this out some point next week then. But I can clearly see from this view what videos are coming out when and make sure that we're staying on top of our content grind. And generally speaking, this makes it so much easier to get content out in a reasonable fashion. Obviously, having a team makes this essential. But even before then, when I was editing all my videos myself, having a place to quickly dump thoughts, having a template where I can click here, what is up with scroll bars, and save links for things that inspired this. So when I see this topic and I'm not quite sure what it is, here are the things that inspired it, or additional notes if I keep track of things. Gigabytes are way too dumb a way to measure a database. That's a good point that I thought of, so I wrote that in here. Or one that I filmed today, the Google Cloud one, I even put a thumbnail idea in here, as well as alt titles. But having a dedicated text thing for all of this, plus all of the collaborative features and functionality of Notion, plus the different custom views for different things, including my concept board, which is just a board that has my concepts and nothing else. Really handy for going through and promoting and pruning ideas. I don't know how I would do my job without this. It makes my life so much easier. If you're not already using Notion, give it a shot. I know that the non-note-taking parts are a little controversial, but I can't imagine doing this without my content planning doc. So there you go. That's how I use Notion. Do you use Notion for your work? Do you use Notion for your side stuff? What do you think about it? Do you have tools you prefer? Let me know about those instead in the comments. If you want to hear more about optimizing your experience on YouTube, I'll pin a video here all about the algorithms so you can focus in on that. Thank you guys as always. Peace, nerds.